Hi, and welcome back to Messy Bookshelf. Today I'm going to be rounding up my reading year since it is New Year's Eve and tomorrow is a brand new year, which means a brand new reading challenge. So I am going to be telling you my favorite and least favorite books of this year. I'm going to start off with least favorite so I can end the video off on a high note. These aren't really in any particular order. I just kind of went through my Goodreads, looked at which ones I gave the lowest ratings to and which ones I gave the highest ratings to. This year, I was very nice with my ratings, it seems. Nothing is below a 3-star, and there are quite a few 5-star books on my list. So I just selected 5 or 6. The 3 stars and 5 stars to just kind of give you an idea of what I did and did not like this year. The first book I want to show you I've talked about before about not really liking it, and that was This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. This has gotten a lot of hype on BookTube. A lot of people really enjoy it, but there are some people like me who are kind of like, meh. This wasn't the greatest book. I didn't really care about the characters. I felt it was very two-dimensional. And it was kind of put me in a reading slump. So yeah, I had really high hopes for this. I was really excited to read this one, but just not for me. I have a hard time with Victoria Schwab, it seems. I started A Darker Shade of Magic and didn't finish that one. I still have it. I still intend to read it at some point. But now I'm a little more hesitant now that I've actually finished one of her books and I did not like it. The next one that I was actually able to find in physical copy is The Rules by Nancy Holder and Debbie Vigue. I read this months and months ago on a whim, and it started off really good with it having a Clue type feel to it, and it just did not. By the end of it, I was just done. I did a video where I put it in the book basement. So yeah, there are much better horror YA out there than this. The next one is an audiobook that I listened to this year, and it is I Had a Nice Time and Other Lies. It's by The Bitches. It's a non-fiction kind of like relationship humor book. I didn't find it very funny. I didn't find it very helpful. I just find it very antagonizing, and I have no intentions to look up anything by these people because I find their humor very crass. And yes, it is very blunt, and sometimes you need to be blunt, but it doesn't feel like it's very inclusive. The next one was kind of a big disappointment for me, and that is Yes Please by Amy Poehler. I was really hoping to enjoy this one. I started it in 2015, which should have been the first sign that I wasn't really going to be a huge fan of this book, because I picked up the physical copy when it came out and I started it and I really enjoyed it at first, and then it slowly kind of dissolved into nothing. Like, I get what she was telling, I just couldn't relate to it. And so this year I decided to listen to it, and it kind of made it a bit better, but not by much. And the last book on my least favorite of the year list is This Is Where It Ends by this author. I'm not even gonna try to say her name because I'm just going to butcher it. And a lot of people really like this book. I just found that it was very slow going. Now, at the same time, I was only reading it on my breaks at work, which probably didn't help my enjoyment of it. But I've done this before with other books and still really enjoyed them. So those are some of the books that I didn't like this year. Let's move on to the books that I did like and try and make this better feeling, because face it, this year has kind of been shit. Well, I personally had an alright year, although getting to the end of it, it's kind of like, oh no, what's 2017 got coming for me? The first on my favorite list, this isn't necessarily in any order. I kind of just chose a bunch of the books that I really liked from different genres. And the first one I'm going with is A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihira. I absolutely adored this book. It was so heartbreaking, and just thinking about it brings tears to my eyes, and I listened to this audiobook back in January of 2016, and I managed to get my hand on a physical hard copy from Book Outlet, which I'm so happy about because I really want to reread this, and I really want to reread the physical copy. So maybe this is something I'll try for 2016. Maybe I'll read like a chapter a month because holy smokes, this book. We highly recommend it at work, but we always say, are you in a good place? Because if you're not in a good place, you shouldn't read this book yet because you really need to be in a good place. The next one, I do have a physical copy of it. I just can't find it right now. So, but I listened to the audiobook version when I was reading it, and it is Buffering by Hannah Hart. This is a memoir where she dives into all of her life, and I learned a lot about Hannah, about stuff that I hadn't known about her before, and it was just really, really enjoyable, and it's definitely going to be a book that I probably pick up again at some point. Next is my favorite graphic novel series of this year because I read 2 of the books that came out, and they are the Paper Girl series. This is the new series by Brian K. Vaughan with a bunch of other people, and I read both the first one and the second one, and I really, really enjoy these. These are a lot of fun. It tells the story of these like 12-year-old paper girls, and there's some time travel and aliens and doppelgangers and just holy smokes, this series is so much fun and really does keep you on your toes. I'm so excited for the 3rd volume to come out. My favorite book that is part of a series or trilogy that I read this year is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. This hunker was so intimidating, but so good. I was not a huge fan of A Court of Thorns and Roses, but this one really turned me around, and I've heard that there are some problematic things in here, but it was just so good. So good. And the final, I guess you could say they were my favorite books of the year, but in reality, I just want to say that this is my favorite author of the year because I didn't read any Rainbow Rowell this year. She didn't really have anything new come out. I read Kindred Spirits, but it's not really big. But this author has definitely gone like top tier along with Rainbow Rowell. Like, if she's my queen, he's my king, and it is Adam Silvera. More happy than not. And I also read History Is All You Left Me, but I don't actually have my physical copy because I loaned it out to a coworker. Absolutely love Adam Silvera and his writing. He has a channel here on YouTube. He's very active on his social media, and I am so excited that 2017 actually gets a second Adam Silvera book because he has another book coming out in September on the 5th, and now I don't have to wait very long. I read History Is All You Left Me back in September, so now I just have to wait a year for the next Adam Silvera book, although I will probably end up picking up History Is All You Left Me again because it was just so good. So good. But those are all the books that I really liked or disliked this year. Let me know down below if you liked or disliked any of these books, or what books were your favorites or least favorites this year. Hit that thumbs up if you like this video, and please hit subscribe if you want to see more content. I will see you next time. Bye! Oh, and Happy New Year!